100 WSGI. I'm Teacher LaVern, and this is One Street Over. That's Rich Top Rambler singing us in. What's going on, One Street Over? Where you live here in Robertson County and the surrounding counties, all the places that were heard this morning. We appreciate you and appreciate you being with us this today. It's very hard to keep track. Now that I'm a teacher, it's just the days just kind of all meld together, and kind of in the middle of the summertime, talking to the kiddos that are out of school, going, "Oh, are you ready for school? Are you ready to get back to school?" And in the studio with me, y'all have heard from him before, is one of my students, Alex Maddux. And you ready to go back?
I'm tired.
You're tired. You're tired. Oh no, he's a senior. He's a senior now. So one more year, uno más, one more. And so you just kind of but the senior year, man, you got to be getting excited for that.
Yeah, I'm ready because I'm ready to graduate early.
You're just ready to graduate. Yeah, because you're graduating early in December. Well, you actually technically, what they do is when you graduate early, and I've learned this, they will technically finish as we head out for Christmas, but then your graduation won't happen until January because they still want you to be part of the class of whatever year. Like you'll be you even though you're technically finished with your academic work in 2024, you will be a 2025 graduate of Greenbrier High School. So, but you're not going to get to go to prom, and you can't, be in the big graduation. You have your own little thing. So you're good with that?
Yeah.
And mom and dad are good with that? Everybody, family, or are they going, "Oh"? So you went to prom last year though.
Yes.
Yeah, you went to prom. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you've had that experience, and you're like, okay, I've done it, been there, done that, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, see, I went to one prom too, so I get that. But it's going to be weird not having you in the school, man, because you've been there from the very get-go with me. And that is the hard thing for teachers, is you have these, kiddos like Alex that, man, you've just grown into a young man right before my eyes in the last couple of years. And so I'm going to miss you, dude. Mm-hmm. You'll have to stay checked in.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're friends. So, and he's interested in all the things audio video, but I think I've kind of talked him out of trying to make that a career and make money instead. Not that you can't, but it's just difficult. I had Dr. Wilson, our music teacher, in first of the week. Mm-hmm. And he kind of has that same dilemma, talking to kids who want to go into acting or they want to do something. And he's like, man, it's a tough business to make a living in. Now, if you're on the technical side, you can, make a living, but you got to get really good at editing, like on DaVinci Resolve. And that's kind of an inside joke. He doesn't like DaVinci. Have you messed with it at all? No. It's one of those things that when it comes to editing programs, it's kind of taking over really industry wide. People are moving to DaVinci because it's free, or you can a paid version, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. The reason why I wanted Alex to come in is because he loves all the things that go on as far as theater and movies and all those. And so if there's a movie, there's a lot of movies that get shot here in Robertson County, in Springfield particularly, right? How many would you say you have been involved in some kind of a capacity as an extra or something? Because they'll put out the call for extras, and Alex is like, me, right? So how many have you been involved with?
Maybe between 10 and 15.
Wow, I didn't know there had been that many. Seriously?
Well,
are they ones that have been here or just in this area?
In the area.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow, really? I didn't think it'd been that many, because you'd been involved with some before I met you, I guess, when you were a little kid.
Yeah.
Right? So what got you started wanting to do that?
I really don't have any idea. I know whenever I was little, I always told my mom that I wanted to be on Disney Channel.
Okay.
But then after that, I think what really put the idea back in my head was my grandparents got me a green screen for my birthday.
All right.
And I just started doing stuff with that, and then it just took off from there.
Well, it's so weird now. You don't even need a green screen because you can black out your backgrounds and all the stuff that's happening technologically. It's like green screen. You don't need a green screen anymore. And that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. It really is. The technology changes like this, because you figure since I started teaching, it was about, I'm wanting to say Christmas as we were going into the fall, AI was really, As teachers, we were going, these kids are writing papers. My goodness, their vocabulary has improved so much. And they were doing it with AI. And so it was really at the beginning of last year that we started seeing AI, artificial intelligence, come on to where the kids were using that, the students were using that to do their work. And of course, now we've got AI programs that are embedded in Photoshop and all the editing programs that do a lot of the things that, you used to have a green screen. Well, now you don't necessarily, it's fascinating, and it's going so fast. And so we have to stay up to date on it. But I mean, it's really, does it kind of just overwhelm you a little bit, or do you just have the things you like to work with and you're like, I'm not going to fool with that? Or are you just constantly interested in what's next?
Well, recently I haven't really had time to do with anything, but I think usually whenever I'm doing something, I just stick to what I know. Yeah. But, I mean, I like learning about the new things.
Right. Like the DaVinci Resolve thing is, when I started, we have all the Adobe suite. Well, the Adobe suite is like Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere Pro, those kinds of things that integrate and work together, Adobe Audition, and you can bring those all in together. They're expensive. For the students to be able to take those and have those outside of school, it's, I don't know, it's $25, $30 a month, I think. Mm-hmm. And so it's expensive. And you've got DaVinci Resolve that has all those things in one package, and there's a free version. And so as a teacher, I'm going, it seems like I want to really kind of go in that direction. And so I threw him a curve when I came in last fall, and I said, we're going to start doing this DaVinci Resolve thing. And Alice was like, no, I like this one. And so, but that's okay, because you're at that age where your interest is going to change, And I talk about him because he is one that I've said, you've got to make a living, and you're interested now in being an EMT. Mm-hmm. And so that, but it may change after you get through school. Because right now he's 17, so he's learning. It's like not really having time to play with your videos and stuff, because you gotta make money. You gotta make money. Mm-hmm. So, and you just started a new job, so. It's welcome to adulthood. When do you turn 18?
I just turned 17 yesterday, so.
Well, happy birthday! I missed that, Alex. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
I've been dealing with my knee replacement, so I have had my head, in the clouds, just kind of trying to get through that. Well, happy birthday!
Thank you.
Did y'all do something fun?
We went to eat, and we did cake and ice cream and stuff.
Okay. Next year's a big one. Uh-huh. You gonna do something great for 18?
I don't know yet.
Take a trip or something. It's like, I'm an adult now. So, yeah. So you'll get to vote. You get to vote. And well, you won't get to vote this fall. Because, you got to wait until the next one. Mm. So that's a big deal. But, and so, like I said, happy birthday. I am so sorry I didn't see that, my friend. Yeah, if you don't get on social media, you miss all your friends' birthdays and stuff. But I owe you I always give the kids like a little gift bag with candies and cards and things like that. I try to, so I'll owe you one when we get back to school. So, but Alex Maddux is here. And again, he is 17, one of our seniors. We can't call you a rising senior anymore. You're now the senior class as soon as we walk back through those doors. Mm-hmm. And going to early graduate. But I wanted to talk to him about the movies that have been done here in Springfield, because one that was in part filmed here was just released in the theaters. Mm-hmm. When did it release?
June 14th.
June 14th. And what is it called?
Ride.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things, you were designated as the grandson to one of the main characters when they were shooting it. It's like, okay, you're going to be here and you're just in the background, but you're going to kind of be standing in as the grandson. You've even gotten the credits, right? Mm-hmm. So the anticipatory thing is you're going to have a shot in the scene. And what happened?
Well, the scene was still there, but the way they had the camera angled was you couldn't see me or anybody else that was there. Yeah. It was me and two other people, but you could only see the main people. But it was still cool to see Springfield, though, because most of it was filmed in just Springfield. Yeah,
but it's one of those things that, unfortunately, that is just the reality of when you're filming and doing things is sometimes the shot you think you're in, it just didn't work out, and you never know. Yeah. I've had a lot of friends that work in the industry that they're like, yeah, I was supposed to be in this, and then they cut it, or the angle was just like that. I was so disappointed for you, though, because did you have a bunch of people with you to go watch it, or did you go watch it yourself?
I had quite a few people go.
And you're like, oh, come on, you know, but we know you were there. And so did you not have any place where you could see you in it?
No, it was.
I'm sorry, Alex.
The scene that I was in, we were there for about 6 hours, and the scene was about 4 seconds long.
Oh, bless. And that's just the reality of it. And it's a hard business. It's a hard business. And, but we know you were there, and you know, it's really cool that you got to be on set, because you learn a lot and you see a lot. So that's really cool. But I'm sure sorry it didn't make it on the big screen. But
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but did you like the movie? What about the plot? Was it a good movie? Would you recommend it?
It was good. I don't think it's in the theaters anymore. It was only there for about a week and a half, but it is on like Amazon Prime and that kind of stuff.
So you can stream it, and
yes.
It's called Ride, and it's got a lot of. So what would be one of? So do you see the courthouse? I mean, that's kind of our iconic scene. Yeah, is that courthouse? You know, do they use that?
You see the courthouse, you see the square, you see like some of the outskirts of Springfield, and it was cool to see Springfield in the movie theater.
Well, because did they use Doris Female or anything like that in it, or? Because it seems like I remember you telling me there was something about going and kind of, because it's all set around horses and rodeo and all of that. So did our fairgrounds, and like I think about Doris out there. I mean, I don't know of any other female. It seems like that would be, you know, in it to some degree. But did they use any of those places? I
don't think so. I know for the feed place that they did use they used the carport behind the antique barn. They use they put stuff to make it look like it was one back there. And that's the scene that I was in, was where the truck pulled in, they loaded the truck up and then pulled off.
That's what I was thinking, because we talked a little bit about that. And so I thought, well, man, they could have used Doris, you know. I was in there yesterday picking up dog food. We have that horse of a dog, that Great Dane. Our dog food bill has gone through the roof, double. Well, okay, so Ride is out. You can see it on Prime, and that way you'll see the town and all the things going on. Were you in the one that they did for Christmas a little while ago? And I can't remember the name of it, but it was a Christmas one. Coming Home, maybe?
It was like Welcome Home Christmas or something.
Welcome Home Christmas. And you see a lot of the square and coffee shop and different things, like Historic Perk, I think, is in that one. Is Historic Perk in this one?
I don't think so.
They're in a lot of them, it seems like. So were you in that one?
No, that one was when COVID was first coming out, and you had to have when I seen the post about them needing people, was when they didn't have the rapid test. So it took like a week to get it back, and it was like a few days, so I wouldn't have had time to get the.
Yeah, you had to be recently tested to be able to go. Okay. So what are some, have you had any that you've been in an extra that you get to see yourself on screen?
There's been some. They're not like feature films, like movies, but they're short films, and I've seen myself in those. And then there's still a few that still haven't come out.
Well, and have you done any music videos? Have you been an extra in music videos and stuff? Like which ones?
Well, her name's A-Star. It was called, can't even remember what it was called. But it has over like 2 million views on YouTube.
So you're in that one? You can be seen in that one? Cool. I'll have to look that one up. You send me the link to it. I want to check it out.
Okay.
But now we've got, so the Ride is out. It's definitely, featuring Springfield, so you can see what's going on here in Springfield. But it is also the one. Is that not the one that you were telling me Jim Ball, Smokey Barnes snuck into to what? Tell this. I want to tell something on Smokey. Tell this. He'll kill me, but anyway.
I'm almost certain it was him. It had to have been him because I recognize his voice. But
so we think this was Smokey. From what you're telling me, it sounds like something Jim would do.
They were filming, and like one of the production assistants walked up to him. He was walking down the sidewalk, and he had the camera on his hat, and he said that he lived up the street in one of those buildings, and he had asked, he said his wife was interested in what was going on, And so he started asking what was going on, and I guess he was getting video for it.
Yeah. And so he was trying to sneak on because they had things blocked off and stuff. And he's like, "Well, I live there. Come on, Jim." But anyway, that's so funny. But we love Jim. We love Smokey Barnes. It's fun. He does a good job keeping us up to date on stuff going around town. But I've seen him a couple of times where he'll try to sneak onto a set or something like that to get some video and get the scoop. But it's always fun. But I remember you telling me that when you were in class. I'll tell you one thing that I hear from some of your other teachers, because they know that you're real involved in what I do, and they're like, "Can you please talk to Alex and tell him that we need him in biology and he needs to quit going?" You know what I'm talking about too. It's like, I'm so excited he's on those movie sets, but we really need him to be here for the test review. So did you get everything caught up and all that? You stay up to date on it?
Mm-hmm. I haven't failed any classes yet.
No, you haven't. So that's fine. But I have heard from some of your other teachers about, why is Alex gone? I'm like, well, he's an extra and da-da-da-da. Well, he needs to be in biology. So I've had those conversations a few times, but that's okay. The bummer is, like, you've taken 1, 2, and 3, so I won't have you in class. So, but you're going to have to still come and hang out and help us with the news and all of those things, because we'll still produce the news. And did you get a chance to watch our documentary, The Evolution of Drugs, that we did? Did you watch that yet? Man, it turned out really good. I haven't released the Bigfoot one yet. I'm still not real crazy about how that turned out, but did you see the Evolution of Drugs one?
Is it on Facebook?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it yet, but I'll have to watch it.
It's on it is on our Bobcat Studios YouTube.
Okay.
And you can see it, but Alex is more behind the scenes. I have to twist his arm to get him to come out. You did a great interview with Danny Ashley, though, whenever we were doing some stuff with the History Museum, and that was excellent. The stuff that we were doing for Black History Month, right? Wasn't that it? Was that it? It was all with Miss Lena and all of those things that were going on. Did a great interview there. It was actually a 2-parter, I think. That we did, and you did an excellent job. And you recently just did, what did you do with the Historical Society just recently? Tell them about that.
I filmed the evening in Elmwood for him.
That's cool. How did that turn out?
It was good. It's a pretty long video, so I had to cut it in half to get it on the SD card. But I'm going to give that to him in the next few days. But it was cool to get to see them do that.
They're excellent, too. I mean, just so many good actors. And I'm mentioning Danny. He is going to be here next Tuesday with Roberts County Players, because they have the play Gypsy coming up, and the location has changed. We typically will have those plays happen at Innovation Academy in the theater, but this one's going to be at Coopertown. And so that's going to be different, and the Coopertown Theater. So we'll be hearing all about that from Danny here in just a little bit. And I have a feeling that there's been some renovations and things and some work going on at Innovation Academy, and that may be the reason for the change of venue in regards to that play. But we're talking to Alex Maddux. He's one of my students at Greenbrier High School, and he loves all things audio and video. And he's a senior now at Greenbrier High School, going to graduate early. But he knows all about the movies that are shot here because he tends to participate in most of them. Now, there's another one we've been anticipating that we tease Hollywood, Terry Martin, about being in it. He actually got a role in it, and it has not come out, but they have been communicating with you guys that had any involvement in it. Can you update us on that one? Anything about that?
I don't have any dates or anything, but the last that I heard is it's coming soon. That's all I've heard. Soon.
But when did that thing shoot? It's been a couple of years, hasn't it?
Maybe 2021, maybe.
Okay, right after COVID. Right after COVID. So it was one of those things that it was just kind of getting out. And what did you do in that one? Do you think you'll be on the screen in that movie?
Well, I was there for about 4 days, so I'm hoping so.
Okay. What kind of thing did you do? Were you just an extra, or did you have a designation as somebody in that?
I was just an extra in that one, too. We filmed like a scene going... It was on the square in front of the museum, actually.
Okay.
They filmed I guess they were like shopping, but like just walking on the sidewalk. And then we filmed a scene in Public House. And then we filmed a scene in one of the historic neighborhood houses. And then there was a parade scene. It was supposed to be like an Easter parade scene, so that's why it was supposed to come out during April. Yeah. But it still hasn't. But we did the Easter parade scene they did that on the square. It was just like one side of the square, and then they had it move, like they would say like take one or something like that, and then they would move up and they'd say move back to take one, and then we'd go back to the beginning. We did that multiple times.
Right. It's a process. If you've never been involved in a production, oh my goodness, it's exhausting. And because I've had involvement in a few things, and it just you do it over and over and over and over. And so, can you kind of give us the premise of that movie? What is that about? Can you give us kind of the storyline? Because I mean, I talked to Terry recently, and again, he had a role. He's the bad cop. He's a dirty cop in it, and so he's a villain. But and he doesn't really know when it's coming out either. But we believe it is still coming out. Sometimes they have issues with finishing it up. A lot of the times it's money. We talked about the production process, and one of the foundational issues that you have to do when you're producing something is come up with your financing, coming up with that money, and it may have been something to do with that. Distribution can be a lot of it. So he's not really sure either what the holdup was, but what is the premise of that? What do you remember about that movie? What can we expect?
There is a summary online, but from what I remember, it's something about like a family trying to save their family business.
Okay.
That's really all I remember when I read about it. But there is if you look it up, it's The Life of Me, and it'll tell you more about it.
The Life of Me. So you can go and just kind of look at that. But that's a couple of the most recent movies. Do you know of any others that have been partly shot here that are coming out that we can anticipate seeing some of Springfield?
There was the one with Nicole Kidman.
Right.
I don't know anything else about that, but I know it's supposed to be on Amazon Prime.
Okay. Were you involved in that one at all?
No.
You didn't get to do that one? Yeah. Got to go to school, got to work now. I mean, that's the thing. Now that you're on the edge of adulthood, you gotta do the adulting things. So, but that's really cool. So do you think, okay, when it comes to, you're looking into being an EMT, and they've got an excellent program, by the way, at Ball State. And that's one of the things you're looking into, you think? So if you get involved with that program, how long before you'll actually be an EMT? What's the length of that program?
I really have no idea.
Okay. You just kind of started looking at it. But I know that, you were studying some things related to that recently. So how's that going? Are you staying up to date with that?
No, I still have all that stuff just sitting on my dresser.
Yeah.
I try to get to it when I can, but with the new job that I started, I work just about every day. I haven't had time to do anything.
Yeah, got to make the money. Got to put that gas in the car. Got to put gas in that car, right?
Yeah.
So, but before we know it, we'll be back into summer, and you'll be one more semester, dude. Man, this just don't seem possible, right?
Yeah.
So, well, what's your plans then? Come January, are you going to think about taking some classes? Or are you going to? What are you thinking? I'm
probably going to end up. What I'm thinking about doing is probably just not doing the, I'm going to redo it the spring class, I think.
What do you mean? What are you going to?
I'm going to do I'm not going to go straight to the classes, the EMS classes. I'm going to take I guess it would be fall.
Yeah.
And then probably do it in spring.
Okay, so you're gonna catch your breath in the spring, and then just kind of make sure that's. Well, I mean, I think that's smart because that way you know for sure what you want to do, and so just kind of work and make some money for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, well, I think that's a good plan, Alex. I think you're going to do great. I know you're going to do great. I don't have any doubt. You got a great work ethic, and I've been impressed with you from the first moment I've met you. But I am going to miss you around Greenbrier, and it's going to go fast, y'all. I mean, it is going to be. I'm just stunned. Yeah. We're going to be back at school in a minute. And your classes next year, are you going to have any kind of work study, or is it all just classes you're going to be on campus for?
I'm doing dual enrollment for one class, but I'm not sure what period. So I don't know if I get to come in late, leave early, or if I got to go to a classroom and do it. But
which will be my classroom probably. So I always let him come and hang out with me if he wants to. Because that's one thing people don't realize with the seniors, they have some options on classes they can take. I had one last year, Ashley, I never saw her because she was in a dual enrollment. And so she would come in late because of that dual enrollment class. And so you may have a situation like that then that you can come in late. I know there was several honor last year. I would try to find her in the morning to do news, and it's like, well, she's in dual enrollment. She don't have to be here until second period. So that's what you're hoping for, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't have to get there in the morning. So, but that's the senior dream schedule right there, is have that early morning dual enrollment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what other classes have you got to take? Do you have any that are just essential to finish up, or you pretty much just ready?
So for dual enrollment, I'm doing the English class. So then I guess I have to do math, and then I don't know what other classes there is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's 2 more, but I don't know what they are.
Okay. To finish it up, you got to get all those credits in, but you're going to do great. I don't have any doubt. I hate you're graduating early though. I see these kids that leave early. I get it though. I get it. I was the same way whenever I was in high school. But what else you got going on? Anything you want to share with us? We got a couple of minutes for United Way folks come on in here. Anything else going on?
Nothing that I know of.
Nothing. How's things at church? Where do you worship? Because I know you're a church person too, just like me. So this is a Christian broadcast company, and you go with your grandma's real involved, and my father's house and all that. That's the thing. You've done a lot of stuff with some nonprofits around town. And is there any one of those that you're just like, okay, I really love what they're doing? Are you staying plugged in with my father's house, or anything with your grandmother and all of that? And Isaiah House. I mean, the Isaiah House has been huge. You've talked to them a couple of times, but. Have you got any insight on anything going on with any of those things? Because I know your grandma stays plugged in. What has she been sharing with you? Anything? Just kind of lazy summer, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
No, there's not really anything that I know of.
Okay.
Not now, at least.
But, we want to just kind of remind you again, guys, that Springfield is really becoming iconic when it comes to movie production. And there's so many cool things going on. The movie Ride is out, and it is one that kind of give them a premise of that movie. And this is one you can check out, and you can see your city. And then, of course, The Life of Me, we're anticipating coming out. The Nicole Kidman. Do you remember the name of the Nicole Kidman movie?
I don't. Okay,
but there's a Nicole Kidman movie that was shot partially here. So if you want to see your city, you can do that. But tell them again about Ride. What's the premise of it?
It was about a family. The daughter had cancer, and they didn't have the money to pay for it, so they were going into a rodeo to try to win the money to pay for her cancer treatment. Okay. But that is out on Prime, and they're also making a DVD of it, which I was surprised by that, because not a lot of people use DVDs now. But I think that's cool that they're making one.
Okay, well, that's really cool. So you can get a DVD of it. And then we're anticipating The Life of Me. We don't really know when that one's coming out, but that's the one that we tease Terry Martin about being in. So I'm really hoping that you'll make it on the screen with that one. And and that's one thing, too. Do you think as you graduate and get into more adulthood things, do you think this is something you're going to still want to do if you can work it out with your work schedule and things? Would you take your vacation? Would you take vacation days to go and be an extra, you think, in a movie?
Probably.
Yeah. You still love it. Okay.
Yeah, a bunch of the stuff too, that the reason I haven't done as much is because most of the time they ask for only 18 and up, because then you have to have a parent. Then it goes into more stuff like that.
Okay, so once you've got that 18 and up, you can do whatever.
And
okay.
Some of it does make money. Like the one that I did, I was there for about 6 hours, and they paid me about $100 to do that.
Which one was that?
Ride.
That was Ride. So that you actually got paid from him. That's how you ended up in the credits. So he had posters and got to sign posters and stuff. So, but the reality of production is sometimes, what you think is going to be on the screen doesn't make it. So I'm sorry you didn't get on the screen, but I bet you will on The Life of Me. I bet you'll be seen on that one. So, well, very cool, Alex. I appreciate you coming out early.
You're welcome.
What time you got to be at work today?
I don't work today.
All right. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Again. And I'm proud of you, love you, and you have a great rest of the summer.
You too.
So do you have some microphones for me? Or did you forget them?
I forgot those.
Don't worry about it. We'll get them later. All right, brother. I'll see you later. You have a great summer. You too. I'll see you later. That's Alex Maddux. He's one of my students. And again, I wanted him to come in here because he stays plugged into what's going on in the theater, in the movie production that happens here in Springfield, because we have just so many different movies that have been shot here, and he tries his best to be involved in every one of them. We're going to let Brian come on in here and introduce us to our newbie, but let me go ahead and do a break while you guys get set. Let's talk about Highland Rim Speedway, Veterans Motorplex. I always got to tell you about Highland Rim Speedway, though, because that's how you find what's happening with social media for Veterans Motorplex. This is a big fundraiser this weekend. This is their Down Syndrome fundraiser week, and they'll have all kinds of things going on. They're going to have a dunking booth and different things to help benefit Down syndrome. Jerry does this every year. He has a big fundraiser. That is one of his passions, is to help out. And so he really wants you to come out and make sure that you are a part of what's happening at Veterans Motorplex this weekend. They have racing every Saturday through October. We might even extend into November. Sometimes we do that. I think that's really a possibility this year because they had a lot of renovation that went on. So we had a little bit of a late start for Veterans Motorplex. And so that could be a thing. But you'll have to just follow them at Highland Rim Speedway to stay up to date on what the schedule could be. If we had rain move in on Saturday, that could cancel the races that day. Sometimes they'll have them on Sunday. You really need to follow them at Highland Rim Speedway, and that way you know everything that's going on at Veterans Motorplex. They are located at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. You can call them at 615-430-3135, 615-430-3135. This is a quarter-mile, high-banked asphalt bullring track, fun and fast for the whole family. Family ticket for $40 will get you up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for a $40 ticket price. Great concession stand. Family friendly, no alcohol sold or allowed. You don't have to worry about that. You're going to come out and you're going to have just a good family time at Veterans Motorplex. So racing this weekend, big fundraiser for Down syndrome. Get out there this weekend, and it's one of the best kept secrets in Robertson County, y'all. And when you do, let me know you turn Cynthia. Okay. Hello, welcome.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. I got help again.
No.
Fantastic.
Welcome to her.
Hi. Hello.
So introduce us.
This is Catherine Stewart. She is the new Community Impact Manager, and she will be serving Robertson County, Cheatham County, and I think she has a little bit of Davidson County as well, similar to what kind of my area does as well. But she's based here, lives here, and we'll be working primarily out of our office, the one that's on the corner of 5th and Main.
And it's Catherine Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, I forgot my phone, so it's like you
That's
sent
okay.
me her name yesterday.
It's okay. I tried to show
And it's
prep
like,
you.
Huh?
I tried to show prep
you did.
for
Well,
you.
you did, and I walked out of the house without my phone this morning. I'm like, But anyway, but I knew you would introduce. Well, Catherine, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
You're all, decked out, Live United, ready to go.
United.
Got it. So, what is your background? How did you? So Brian's like, all right, man. I'm like,
I was gonna, but we're having our internal campaign today, so that's something important to point out. We also, people were like, you have a campaign? It's like, yeah, the United Way staff.
Oh, okay.
We have our own internal campaign, just like we run with our corporate partners. And today's kind of the culmination. Kicked off Monday. Today it's an Olympic theme because we're in an Olympic year. So we're doing a lunch and some Olympic stuff. I think we've already hit our goal, which is pretty cool. We set an aggressive goal, but I think we've already got there. And so, yes, she's dressed for I've got to change the clothes. I'm gonna get serious. We got tug of wars. We've got
water
balloons. So yeah,
we've got water balloons, tug of war. We had a door decorating contest. So I'm on Team Canada. Woo, go.
Australia. I'm on Australia. We did countries. So.
Yeah, we did different countries. Yeah. So we have a moose on the front of our door. So
that's lovely.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. I love it. That's fun. That's fun stuff. When you let your companies get involved in this kind of stuff, it just builds camaraderie. Mm-hmm. It builds a family.
And we put our money where our mouth is too. Yeah. People say that, it's like, well, what nonprofit do you give to? I said the United Way. Like I give to a couple of others because I believe in them, but like if I didn't believe in what we did, like I can't really get out here and talk to folks. I mean, I know I see what we do every day, and I know that the money's being applied in a way that's serving our community. So I'm proud to give in the internal campaign, and they're doing a great job with it, and it is fun. I'm gonna say that we've had fun all week. So for companies that are thinking about it, your employees have fun, and I've still got my work done. I've had some fun with my coworkers. I've met a couple people I did not know they were in other departments. They're on my team. It's a good way to meet people, good way to engage your employees. You know what I mean? And raise some money for your community, get your employees feeling good about where they work.
I love it.
So anyway, but I'm sorry.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
Catherine,
sorry.
talk to us about. We will ramble if you let us. So I need somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, I need somebody here to regulate this. I'm kind of counting on you for that role. But
Reel you back in.
Yeah, reel us back in because we'll get off. We'll go down rabbit holes and talk about all kinds of things. And so we really
tell the people and LaVern about your background and kind of where you're from and what led you to here.
Yeah, sure. So originally I'm from Michigan, but I've been here in Springfield for about 7 years.
Okay.
6-7 years. So, but philanthropy background and based, I feel passionate about our community and giving back to our community. I'm also involved here with Rotary. I'm a president for Rotary here in Springfield.
Oh, you're the Rotary president.
I am, yeah.
Okay.
And then one more year as well. I joke back by popular demand, but
Okay.
so I've got one more year of that, and then
You're Rotary.
I'm Rotary, and that's how I know her from there. But I'm going to say this. When I heard that she was signing up for a second term as president, I did question her sanity just a touch and whether that was a good fit for us working, because it's not an easy task. If you've ever been a president of a civic organization, it's a lot of work, and she does a great job and has a heart for our community too, which is one of the things that jumped out to us when we were thinking about somebody to come in after Tiffany, somebody that wants to serve their community, and she definitely has that in spades. So
this is an interesting dynamic because always before,
I know,
it beat Kiwanis Rotary kind of in competition, and the fact that you guys are in the same organization.
And talk about it. We've had two Kiwanians before this. Ace and Tiffany were both Kiwanians.
First, I was like, I asked her, two Rotary.
Do I need to? I said, do I need to defect? Do I need to switch sides here to kind of spot? But she's said
like, no.
She said absolutely not. So I think I've been ingrained too far in the Rotary. I don't think I can leave now.
Because there's a competition.
There is a competition. Even though we do the same stuff, it's
a healthy competition.
Healthy,
I would say.
very healthy. And we serve alongside each other. But there is a little bit of what are you guys doing over there? So I think that's what drives us both to kind of maybe serve a little extra sometimes, is you don't want to get shown up by the other one. But really, we're both trying to do the same things. I got a lot of friends that are Kiwanis, and they do great stuff. So, but we like to pick at them a little bit.
You'll have to work a little harder at keeping us up to date on Kiwanis now, because I mean,
you won't be getting me Kiwanis updates from here on out. Just say, I'm sorry, you need to bring in a regular Kiwanian to update you on that.
Well, we talked about getting Tiffany to come in here, because and promote what she's doing with Safe Baby Court. So
Tiffany can tell you what's going on.
We can keep her plugged in then, because I mean that's going to say we got two Rotarians here. So
best believe, and you see what we're doing. We're serving.
Service above self. That's what Rotary is about. Service above self.
That's right.
I got to stop you for this. So you're from Michigan. What part of Michigan?
Southeast Michigan, outside of Ann Arbor. I'm originally from the Brighton area.
Okay. Well, my husband's a Youper.
Oh my.
Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, a Youper, eh?
Yeah, say out to the UP. Yeah. You're either a Youper or you're a troll.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. If you live below the bridge, the Mackinac Bridge, you're considered a troll. Okay. So anybody.
This is all new lingo for me.
Oh no, this is. I've been married to a Youper nearly 35 years.
Yeah.
Oh. So, yeah. So yes. Anytime anybody says Michigan, I'm like, well, we'll say, are you a troll?
Do they show you on the hand where they're like, I'm
Why do they call them trolls?
They're below the bridge.
Below the Mackinac Bridge, because you go up through Michigan. To access the Upper Peninsula, you can go through Wisconsin and go across, or you can go through Michigan and go across the Mackinac Bridge. You got Mackinac Island, and then you'll go right into the UP. And so if you're below the bridge, the Youpers call you trolls.
Yep.
I've only been to Detroit for work stuff, so I didn't venture out from
It's
Detroit.
really pretty, northern Michigan.
I'm sure.
Have you ever been to the UP?
Not as an adult.
It's beautiful. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful.
Does it stay like daylight almost to midnight or something, like Alaska?
No, you can't see the northern lights a lot, though.
Okay.
I mean, we got the little peak of the northern lights, but they see them quite often, from the UP.
Yeah.
But I just had when you had the Michigan thing. I mean, my husband would have been like, "Why didn't you ask her?" I gotta always ask Michigan people, because he's very much the Youper.
I just hear things. They don't let me out of Robertson County very often, so I just hear things. So I was just clarifying. I did hear it's because it's a big lake community up there, right?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the Great Lakes. Yeah.
I prefer the Great Lakes to the ocean.
Really?
Because it looks like it's got the same. It's just the vastness of the water, and it's not salty. There's no sharks in it.
Nothing in there is going to eat you.
Yeah. So do you prefer the ocean to the Great Lakes, or the Great Lakes to the ocean? Because if you grew up around the Great Lakes, I mean, they're just beautiful.
The Great Lakes are beautiful, and it's kind of, I don't know, they're not really.
Cold.
Yeah, they're cold. It's cold, but like on the west side of the state, you can go to the dunes and you can run down in the dunes into the water. And so that was a great thing growing up. So I would probably say the Great Lakes.
Yeah. If people who haven't been, they just don't know what they're missing. It's spectacular. Yeah. It is absolutely beautiful. So, yeah.
I had a family member that he went up there fishing when he was young, I think, and he said it was like being in the ocean. It was like deep sea fishing.
It is incredible. Yeah. Like again, no sharks, no salt,
no sharks.
I like a little life-threatening danger when I'm on my vacation, just to kind of keep it fresh. But that's just me.
We're not beach people at all, not at all. We ski and all that kind of stuff. That's our thing. Yeah. So well, welcome to Tennessee. What brought you to Tennessee? What brought you here?
Weather. It's cold in Michigan.
Yes,
it's very cold. It's very cold. So no more Michigan winters. So I don't miss that.
Yeah. So well, that's cool. And so you said you've got a philanthropy background, so you've always been with nonprofits and things like that.
Yeah, so I previously worked with a nonprofit, and then before, when I was in Michigan, I was also president of the Women's Council of Realtors, so just a lot of giving back to the community, and I fell in love with Springfield, and it's one of those things where it's just like giving back to our local community and making that positive difference, making that impact, and United Way does that. I mean, I feel like my values really line up a lot of ways with the background in United Way, and just giving back to the community and making sure that everyone is united.
Well, and I tell you, people don't realize, it's so many things. Whenever I first started getting associated with United Way here, it's just, we have the most amazing program. I mean, we really do. You guys have, everybody that I've met with United Way here locally has been just phenomenal. I worked in a church for about 7 years before I went into the classroom, and we would constantly give out the 211, because that's a resource that United Way plugs in. If you've got something that you're needing, start there.
Start there.
You need help with this or that, and start there. I'm finding out about things like, I didn't really know about COPE and all the different programs in town until United Way. And then you guys have kept me up to date, because we say you are the bridge builders to the nonprofits, like the chambers are the bridge builders to the corporate corporations and the businesses. You are the bridge builders to the nonprofits. So. We love what you do.
Yeah, we're excited, and we have an amazing community impact team, and that's where Catherine will be working. And a lot of people have been dedicated to that work for many, many years, serving in this Middle Tennessee area, know the needs of the community. They stay on top of the needs in the community and the changes, because it changes constantly what we need. And so we try to stay pretty fluid with that, so that we're changing along with it. So it's not like a rigid model where it's like, well, we just do it this way, and this is the way we've always done it, so we can't do it another way. They're really good at adapting as we go. And obviously in the last 4 or 5 years, we've had to do a lot of adapting to things as our community has changed with pandemics and storms and bombings and you name it, what we've had to deal with as a community here in Middle Tennessee. So she's going to be a great addition to that team. She works for a great, her boss is awesome, has worked here, I think 13, 14 years, knows it inside and out, and will get her up to speed quickly. And she's going to hit the ground running. And so we're excited. I think she's going to do some great things here in our community. We've had a great foundation built already, and I think Catherine's just going to grow that immensely.
So if you got something that's coming up, you're like, okay, I'm ready for this. This is coming up. You need to know about that. Did you, because this is kind of a get to know you, I know. But do you have something that, I know y'all got your fundraiser and you're doing your Olympic thing this week. But
I'll jump in on that a little bit. We're doing Stuff the Bus right now. It's kind of the primary thing that we're doing. And I know parents are sitting there going, what? We're not sending these kids back to school yet. I mean, when you're collecting like hundreds of thousands of pieces of school supplies, it takes a little while to get all that together. And so we're in the process of doing that right now. And so if you still want to be a part of that, it's not too late. You can contact me directly, 615-780-2401, 615-780-2401, and we can get you plugged in on that. We have the delivery date will be July 15th at Nissan Stadium for all of our 9 counties, and then the distribution date is the very next day on the 16th. But there's a local event, and I don't even think I've talked to Catherine about this yet, that they did here last year with Chosen's group. And look, I think they're doing that again on July 27th. And so we'll probably distribute at that, would be my guess, and then maybe doing some distributing through the Family Resource Center too. It just means we're still like collecting all these supplies right now. We hope to have a surplus. That's always the goal, is to exceed our goal. And then also maybe, and I know in the past we've had gift cards that we've been able to give teachers and things like that. So that's our goal, is to be able to do all that. But we're hard at work right now gathering all that. a lot of people, it's funny, in June, got two things going on. They're doing vacation. They're not thinking about going back to school. And so to get some of our corporate partners to think about doing this is kind of a challenge just because they're enjoying their summer as they should. But we're like, if we don't do it now, like, school is going to start like soon. And I don't want to hear that either right now. I didn't even have my vacation yet. You know what I mean? So, but that's why we're doing it right now. So that's kind of what where our primary focus is, just as an organization right now, is that day of action.
Well, you figure, okay, if July 27th is the day that you're going to do that, that's 4 weeks from today, y'all.
I think I got the date right. I saw it.
4 weeks. We are 5 weeks from school starting.
Don't talk to me like that.
Oh my goodness!
Don't talk to me like,
we're not.
I haven't even got my feet in the sand yet.
5 weeks,
you know
y'all.
what I mean? Like, I'm still
5 weeks from school start.
I know
that's the reality. Well, I have the young man was in here. He's a senior at Greenbrier, and I'm like, "You ready?" He's like, "No," but I mean, it is like
it goes
going
quick.
so fast.
The summers go fast, especially with the new, the traditional summer when I was growing up was like Memorial Day, Labor Day. And it felt longer. That especially August got kind of like, all right, I'm kind of ready to go back now. Well, they don't really get that anymore.
No, not at all.
So by the time it gets here, it's like, oh, it's here. Like it comes. It comes a little quicker. So
we get fall break.
Yeah, you get other. I love that.
Yeah,
I love all the other breaks. I think it helps the students too. I've noticed just with my own children, they need the little mental breaks at times because it can get a little, you know what I mean? You see them getting a little burnout just in general, and they get a break and they get refreshed and we go back. I know the teachers need it, obviously. So
and a lot of the teachers and a lot of the kiddos, the ones that are in band, they're pretty much already entrenched because they've got I know our band next week is the big fundraiser, Turning of the Pig, on Wednesday, and that's going to be happening, by the way, guys, at Greenbrier High School. It is not at the park there in Greenbrier this year. Okay. It's going to be at Greenbrier High School. So that is a big fundraiser for the band. And then they've got band camp. I know Alex was telling me his sister's at cheer camp.
My daughter's been doing it since she's never stopped.
There's stuff going all summer. Yeah. So, I mean, we are 5 weeks, guys, and we're back at school, and that's going to go like that. So do you have kids?
I do. I've got 2 kiddos.
Oh, how old?
Audrey, my daughter is 8, and my son just turned 10.
So are you guys local in Robertson County?
Yeah, I live here in Springfield. My husband and I do.
Okay, where do they go to school?
They go to school actually in West Nashville. They go to school.
So my kids went to Good Pasture. So I get it. So
they go to St. Henry's.
Okay, very good. And there's a lot of faith-based schools that we like, and that's that they're getting that, and so I understand. Tiffany homeschools her kids. So everything. And I love being in the public school system, but you have to find what fits for your family. And that's wonderful. So when do they head back to school? Same schedule or?
They go back, I believe it's the 8th or 9th.
Yeah, it's about the same. Because we have, here in Robertson County, I think it's on the 5th, that first Monday in August is when we have a professional development day. And I think the kids come back on that Tuesday for maybe a half day. And then we start, going into it. So, like I said, in a minute. You
just gave me like the equivalent of like the Sunday scaries. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
I'm not letting myself thinking about it. I don't let myself even consider it till I get my vacation. I'm going to get my vacation, then I'll think about all this.
Yeah. So, and a couple of programs. So, we always, United Way comes in here on Thursdays, 7:30 to 8, because they always have stuff going on and we want to talk about. Next Thursday's 4th of July. So I'm not going to be here. Lee Marie may want to come in and do my friend Lee Marie that fills in for me. She may want to do a 4th of July show. I am not, because we're celebrating one of my grandson's birthday that day, because he's born on the 5th. So we're having a big old party. Yeah. And so
my daughter's the 3rd. So we have a deal around the same time. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's a big event at our house.
Yes. So we're celebrating Miller's 2nd birthday on the 4th. So we're going to have that going on. And then you say you're going to be out.
That's my vacation. That's my vacation. I'm out the 11th, that following week. Okay. I'm out.
Catherine, will you be able to come in on the 11th?
Sure.
Hold it down
okay, I'll be
here. I can hold it. I'll hold it down. Hold down the fort over here.
I gave her one together, and then I'm already.
You're already like, you got it.
Just out of the nest. There you go.
It's not intentional, I promise.
So, that'll be a great time for us, because that gives you, when was your first day?
I've been like 3 weeks.
Okay, so that gives you get your bearings. You go, okay, here's what's coming up, and because that's basically what would happen is he'd come in and he would just, hi, how you doing, and maybe there's some fundraising, then he'd hand it off to either Ace or Tiffany.
Well, when Ace was here, I never got to talk. I literally just sat here and drank coffee for 30 minutes.
That's so funny.
When Tiffany's here, she actually let me engage a little bit. So it was a little different. But yeah, Ace didn't give me much airtime.
Well, she'd be like, no, we got to get to this. We got to get to this.
She had a mental list of things, and it would just keep going. I didn't know if it was ever going to stop.
You know Ace?
Yes.
Yeah.
She has like a photographic memory.
It's insane.
It's freaky. It's so cool.
Tiffany's like me. She had her on her phone and was pulling up stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But,
so, you'll get the hang of it.
We would tease Ace because she'd be like, you could see her kind of reading it in her head. She'd kind of look up and she'd go, oh yeah.
Accessing the main port of it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch. But that's the thing. We get the calendar of events that are coming up and the things. And as you figure on the 11th, we will just be 3 weeks from school.
Oh, goodness. Why are you doing this to me, man?
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it.
I'm a teacher.
I know, you're thinking about it.
I'm a teacher, and I've got things to do, man. I've got
it goes
things
fast.
to do, and I've been I'm doing knee replacement. I just had the right one done. I got the left one done the week before. So I'll be going back to school with my little walker, but it'll be
Did you get the other one done already?
No, I've got the right one done.
Okay.
I've got to get the left one done.
When's the left one getting done?
The Monday we get back from, because we have a Mexico mission trip that we do every year. So I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be doing I will go. I'm actually not leaving now till the 20th. So I'll be here on the 19th, and then you guys won't hear from me again until that first Monday in August, because I'll be between the mission trip and then my surgery. I'll be out, but Lee Marie and them, they'll be filling in. So y'all still come on in, and fill them in. But I'll be out for those last 2 weeks of August because of the mission trip and then the surgery.
Okay, so I'll catch you before all that. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can get me on the 18th.
That's right.
I'll be back in here on the 18th. I'll see you.
Yeah.
So, but there's all kinds of stuff going on, guys. This is the thing. And if you're a nonprofit, what would you say to the nonprofits that want to be a United Way partner? Would you have some advice for them? How they get?
Put her on
maybe that's
she's meeting partner agencies right now, so she just kind of get familiar.
Yeah.
I would say that being a United Way partner is a true partnership in that we want to support you in every way that we can, not just financially. I think a lot of people think there's this financial tie and I'm bound to do like all these things. And it's like, no, we just want to make sure the money is being used in the most efficient way possible. And we're also, the reason we go through such a intense vetting process is we also want to make sure the money's not crossing over, so that you don't have two services in the same area that are doubling over. And you know what I mean? And so we want to make sure that we're trying to take that money. It's hard to raise money. Like, it's difficult to raise money. And so the money that we do raise, we take very seriously. I think the last statistic that I saw from our finance team is around 90 to 91 cents of every dollar that it comes in, it goes directly back into our programs, which is an insanely high rate if you know anything about nonprofit giving. That's like 91%, which is
excellent.
And you can check, all that's public record. You can go on, just I can't remember the organization that does that, but they rate nonprofits, and ours is always A+ because of the way that we distribute our funds. And so we take that very seriously, though. If you've ever been to our office here in Robertson County or in Nashville, you would know that there's not a lot of extra money being spent, but because it's a working office, and we're so thankful the county
not fancy.
The county donates that space to us. Thank you, Mayor Vogel, and everybody at the county government. We're so appreciative because of the location, and we're with two of our partners in the same building. It works out great for us. But no, we're not spending a lot of extra money on frills and everything. It's a working, functional office. But so for those partners, get back to your original question. I've got off track a little bit. We want to make sure it's a partnership. We're supporting them. If they have needs as they change, we want to change with them. If there's things that we can do to help boost their services, we'll do that. If we get into grant dollars or other things where it's like, oh man, we can apply that there and we can help them achieve and get those grant dollars, we will try to do that for them, because we have a great grant writing staff over there that works their tail off and knows it inside and out. And so that's the thing. It's not just the corporate dollars we get, which is what I do. There has been hundreds of thousands of grant dollars that has come into this community because of the relationship with United Way, and that affects our partners as well. And so also with the people that we're serving in our community, they're like, I don't know what to do. We get a lot of that. Like, somebody told me to come to United Way, I don't know what to do. We want to plug them in for 211. It's a great first resource. Right. But also we know for sure, like, we can take them here and our partner does this. We want to make sure to do that. So we're bringing some of their service directly to them because we work with them every day and we get to know them and we know their capacity as well. And it's like, hey, I think they can help you out right now. Or there may be a time where it may not work out, so we got to do another thing. So knowing them intimately is a big part of what we do too, and that bridge building is a big part of that. So
you mentioned grant writing. If a nonprofit that maybe they're wanting to be a partner with you, if they're like, I don't really understand the grant writing process, do y'all help nonprofits with grant writing?
Well, here's Catherine's role.
That's a big thing.
Catherine's role, and I know Tiffany Ford, Ace Ford. Yes, they did because. That is something that is very, it depends on what grant you're applying for, can be very, very, very complicated, very difficult. And so to have somebody with that expertise that knows, and we even have worked in the past, I've worked with some of our corporate partners that have grant programs. So we'll bring in people, experts to say, all right, we want to try to apply for this grant because it's a very specific, that lines up with one of our pillars that we're working with. So it's like financial literacy. We work a lot of banks. Yeah. And they'll have grants that are specifically tied to the financial literacy piece of it, our free tax program, things like that. And so we'll bring in people to help with that process to make sure that we're doing everything on our end, because there's a lot of grant dollars out there. There's federal grant dollars, state grant dollars, private funds, all that. And so you want to try to make sure that you're getting as much of that as you can so that you can apply it to the community that you serve, because, our people are boots on the ground. We want to make sure that they get everything coming to them. And that's our focus. So it's a ever-changing process, but yes, I do know that they've called and said, hey, there's this grant coming up, or if I see it with one of my companies and it doesn't apply to us, but I know one of our partner agencies that lines up, because a lot of the grants are like earmarked very specifically. They're like, you have to do this, with this money, and we don't do that, but one of our partners does that. I'll try to line them up.
Very cool. Yeah. I mean, it's just, if you don't know about United Way, it's just it's an amazing organization. So thankful that you guys are, part of what we do here at 1100 WSGI. I do need to do a break, and we'll come back, and y'all kind of chat among yourselves, and y'all figure out how we want to close this. And we're going to be wrapping up here in just a moment. But before we do, we need to talk about one of our wonderful sponsors, Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. I talked to him first of the week. We talked a lot about him on Monday's show because I had Dr. Eric Wilson in, who is one of his customers. They helped get them in their house up in the Cross Plains area. Barry and Rebecca, they're Cross Plainians. They've been here for nearly 30 years. They're from Kentucky originally. So they have an expertise and specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky because they have such a diverse background. They took their offices, the broker office that Barry opened in the Springfield area. He has an office on the downtown square, the brokerage office that you can communicate with him, or you can go to the agency office that they have in White House. They combine those two to bring you Exit Prime Realty. They've been part of the Garden Gate team forever, and they're still part of the Exit team. Great team, just a new branch in the tree. So the name has changed a little bit. Exit Prime Realty. If you want to get in touch with them, whether you're buying or selling, if you've got property you're selling and it's not getting any interest, what about your videography, your photography, your walkthrough tours? You have drone footage. Barry's an expert at all that because of his marketing background. Everything you need. Rebecca's one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. If you want the right fit for what you're doing in real estate and you have questions, reach out to them today. You can call Rebecca at 615-504-7425. 615-504-7425, and they will have a booth at the Trash and Treasure event that's happening in Cross Plains tomorrow and Saturday, so you can come by and just sit down and talk to them if you'd like to. And when you do, please let them know that you sent you. Okay, guys, just a moment here. Party thoughts.
One quick thing, I just wanted, and I talked about this a little last week, but I got to go by yesterday. Free basketball clinic that we had this week. I got to go. It was literally the best part of my day. I told Ashley Roberson, who works with our Family Collective and also Tennessee Voices, her and her husband put that on. Completely free clinic for kids here in the Robertson County area. My role in it is I assisted with a little bit of funding to help get it there with some sponsorship stuff. So, because we want to keep it free for the kids, and big shout out to Terry Martin with the city.
Oh yeah.
As long as it's free, they're letting them use the center space. And so 4-day camp this week, Monday through Thursday, had about 60 kids up there.
That's awesome.
We had for this year for the first time a female coach as well. I counted about 15 to 18 young girls that were playing up there that were roughing it in with the boys. I loved it. And so best part of my day, it's something we hope to continue every year. And just big shout out to Ashley and her family for putting that together and making that. They work really hard on it to make that free for kids here in Robertson County. So we're just super excited. He was like, there's nothing my kids to do. We're trying, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's completely free. If you know how expensive camps are, to have a free camp that's all week is a big deal for us, and also they're learning great skills and
that's awesome,
and it's good stuff. So
love it when things like that happen. Any parting thoughts, Catherine? Or just are you excited?
I am excited. Yeah, I'm very excited and excited to just keep going and meeting all the partners and being able to serve our community. Yeah,
let her catch her breath. That transition, it takes a minute. Well, welcome. Thank you. And I'll look forward to visiting with you on the 11th. So she'll get us all up to date. He'll give you some notes and all that. You enjoy your vacation.
Will I? I'm on vacation. I'm not giving anything.
No,
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Can't do that. Well, we'll just talk.
It's fine. Just catch up.
So
catch up. Anyway. I won't be up at 7:30 on that Thursday. I promise you.
We'll talk about Michigan. There you go. We'll talk about Michigan and all the things We'll talk about the community and different things going on. But looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting to know you better. I feel like I've met you somewhere. Have we met? Maybe I don't know. I don't know why.
She's out there.
I do lots of stuff in the local community. So
maybe our paths have crossed.
Our town is not that big, LaVern.
I know, but we appreciate you being a part of what we're doing here at 1100 WSGI. We've got tomorrow. We're visiting with Chris Valines. He is coming in from StayPositive.news, and we're going to do Faith Friday with Chris and StayPositive.news. That will be fun. Hope you'll be a part of it. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a wonderful day.